Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting the thumbs up button. Very much appreciate that. And drop your comments. Definitely want to hear your comments. Knicks lost today, and I'm smiling because I'm stuck. I'm stuck because, of course, you want your team to win, and, you know, it would have been a nice win. But at the same time, it increases the chances of us getting a better lottery pick. So, you know, it's a difficult situation to be in as a fan right now. I don't know how many people feel similarly, but I would imagine there's a good chunk of you out there that do feel similarly. However, what I'm going to really talk about in this video is I'm going to readdress this news that came out last week about Thibodeau, Coach Thibs, being kept on beyond this season. This game is a great example of why that should be reopened. That should be rethought, that decision. Along with Randle. Thibs and Randle, I would prefer they both go during the summer. However, if you got to keep one or the other, I actually would rather keep Thibs, honestly, at this point, than Randle. Randle, the problem is, though, the fact that I even have that attitude speaks volumes about the lack of enthusiasm that there might be around the NBA to acquire a Julius Randle. So we're stuck in a tricky situation here. Very tricky. Knicks lost 108-93, and it all came down to, well, I mean, the Knicks let the Jazz take a little lead, a decent lead in the second quarter. The Knicks fought back and made it interesting. And then that third quarter was kind of a disaster in a lot of ways. And then Emmanuel quickly came in the game, and it changed. And not just him, but that second unit with Obi, with Sims, with Grimes, and RJ played with them as well. And the Knicks clawed their way back into this game. And actually, at one point, in fact, you can see it right here. There's the game flow. You can see midway through the fourth quarter, Knicks made it close. And it looked like the Knicks actually might get over the hump and actually win this game. Actually might pull it out. I tweeted this out right as the game ended. Score was 94-89. So the Knicks were down 5 points. The Jazz leading the Knicks with 4:48 left in the game. So almost 5 minutes left in the game. Knicks were down by 5, playing at home. When Randle it was 4:48 when Randle and Fournier subbed back in for Toppin and Quickly. Knicks scored 4 points the rest of the game and lost 108-93. You all want to defend Thibs? I just don't see how, if you look at what's actually happened, how there is any case, any real justifiable argument for holding on to Coach Thibs and Randle together. Their dynamic is so dysfunctional for this team. It's just dragging it all down, and I just don't see it ever getting better again. I understand maybe the franchise, maybe Leon and the front office, maybe they believe that, you know what, if we retool it and bring in guys that are more, that fit the Thibodeau system better, you know, and we hold on to Randle, maybe Randle can recapture his 2020-21 magic. And now we have RJ, who's ready to step up, become an all-star. And we just bring in a point guard. You know, there's talk about Brunson. And, you know, bring in some other pieces that fit better with Thibodeau's system. They're like, okay, hey, maybe we can turn this franchise around. I am incredibly doubtful that can happen if both of them stay on this team. It's just Thibodeau's enabling of Randle is gone way beyond anything. And even depending on him to be your engine is just bad coaching. And so there's that issue. Then there's also the issue of Thibodeau's in-game decisions, especially end-game. He's continually out-coached by other coaches in this league when it comes to end-game time, to winning time. Continually out-coached. We've seen it all year long. He doesn't have much in his toolbox, I'm talking about Coach Thibs, in terms of how to dictate the way the game is going to close. In fact, often his substitutions end up killing momentum. I mean, we see it. If you guys watch these games, you see it. They just kill the momentum and they struggle to recover. There's no cohesion. There's no understanding of who should take the lead, because a lot of it is, I think the other guys are worried about Randle. And Randle's inability to make the right play at the right time. And even though he has the ball in his hands the majority of the time, a good majority of the time, especially in those fourth quarters, it's just a tragedy, man. I mean, we can look at here. This is the last about 5 minutes of the game. Right here. This is the stats of the last 5 minutes of the game. Utah scored 15 points. 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 3 of 5 overall. So only 1 2-point attempt. So they were all 5 attempts. Only 1 was a 2-point shot. They got to the line though. They got to the line 8 times. They hit 7 of them. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Only 1 personal foul they committed in that period, those last 5 minutes, and they just rolled to a victory. Look at these stats. Now, Quickly was brought back into the game because once the game started getting out of hand, it was only at about a minute and a half of play where Burks came into the game and Randle was a disaster. The game just totally got out of hand, and then Thibs had to call a timeout. I believe the lead was gotten up to about 10 at that point, 8 or 10. And once you bring Quickly back in, the momentum had already shifted. But look at this. Now, RJ, that 1 bucket he scored, he got that after basically, I think it was in the last 30 seconds of the game. The game was already decided. So he was a non-factor in these last 4 minutes, even though he took four shots. He missed the 3-pointer. It was actually, I think that was a pretty good look. He just missed it. Randle, 1 of 3. Also, that bucket was a drive that also was in that last minute and a half, and the game had already been determined. So during the key period, during that key stretch, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't make anything happen. Because why? The ball stopped moving. The ball stopped moving. The players stopped moving. It became stagnant. And what happens when you become stagnant? You become easier to guard. And what happens when you become easier to guard? It becomes harder to get good looks and score. It's just simple. And yet, the coach continues to go with the same 5 guys combination that can't get it done. What do you call that? Stubborn. What do you call that? A losing mentality, a losing approach. Holding on to Tom Thibodeau beyond this season is going to be a major mistake for this franchise in terms of winning a championship. At best, we can hope for we survive the middle, survive the mediocrity of the middle, and maybe a year from now, we're looking at fighting for the play-in. Maybe we're in the 7th seed, 8th seed, if they make some decent moves or something. But 7th, 8th seed, that means you still have to play in the play-in. We're not getting to the 6th seed the way things are going, unless we get we get incredibly lucky. But with Randle and Thibs together, it's an unholy marriage that is dragging this franchise down. Now, if I were to tell you to go even further, sorry I'm not really recapping this game that much, and I hope this thing is in sync. Can tell I've been having trouble with my computer the past week or so. But when you look at these stats here, okay, well, that's the Jazz there. You can see Donovan Mitchell, 11 of 21, 7 of 12 from the three-point line. Had an insane dunk. He just totally owned Burks. Actually, when Burks was subbed in and quickly went out, he just owned him. He just went for the most dynamic dunk of the game. He had 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Look at that, 36 points. That's fantastic. Look at that. Look at that stat line. It's gorgeous. Now look at us. RJ was the top scorer, 24 points, but he needed 20 shots to do it. And he hit 4 of 8 from the three-point line. So he was not. So that means he only hit 4 of 12 from inside the arc. That's not efficient. So he's also been coming down, but look at his minutes. 43. I believe he played 40 or 41 the previous game, and then somewhere near that the other game. He's being overplayed. He gets tired. He doesn't have the same legs. He doesn't finish in the same way. Again, who makes that decision? Coach Thibs. Randle, 35 minutes on a night where he shot 6 of 22, 1 of 6 from behind the three-point line. He did get you 12 rebounds, but 13 points he gave you. But his defense, atrocious. Atrocious. Again, don't understand the dependence on this guy when he's not giving you what you need. Look at Obi. 13 minutes, 3 of 6, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, 9 points. 9 points in 13 minutes. Randle scored 4 more points in 22 more minutes. What are we doing here? Why? And I'm judging you this way because I'm judging you, Thibs and Randle, this way because you're the guys who said, oh, we're going for the playoffs. You guys are playing for the playoffs. This is playing for the playoffs? That's what this is? I'm at a loss for words, seriously, for all this. Quickly, even though you shot 3 of 9 overall, 2 of 5 from the three-point line, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 16 points. His energy was outstanding. The game just changed when he was on the floor. Even though, look at Burks, 3 of 9 also, but only 10 points because he doesn't get to the free throw line the way that Quickly does. And that's valuable. Very valuable. Let's go to here the team stats. You can see we shot 37%. They shot 46%. It's just, you're not going to win in the NBA if that's how you're shooting. Even though we did shoot 40% from the three-point line, that's what kept us at all even within shouting distance of being able to have a chance at winning this game. That was nice. I mean, I think we probably could have shot even more three-pointers, to be honest. I mean, that's the one shot that actually was dropping for us. The three-point line, once again, look at us. Not even 72% from the free throw line. Gotta get up to, like they had, look, 79%. Gotta get into the high 70s at least as a team. We were out rebounded 49-38. We did hold our own on the offensive glass, 11-9. There was one offensive rebound that Mitch did early in that third quarter. It was the second half, where he had his back arched. He just went behind himself and he ripped it away from Gobert. With his back to Gobert, reaching back behind him, he took it away. That was a fantastic offensive rebound. Just one of the best in the game. Turnovers were about the same, but the blocks, of course, any game with Gobert in it, it's going to be a block fest for them. We got total, but Sims and Mitch couldn't do much in terms of the blocks. Steals were, a little bit kind of the same, but the points in the paint, they got us by 6 points, plus 6. So you can see we're kind of close there, but it really came down to the free throw shooting. They got to the line 29 times and hit 23 of them. So they were a plus 8 in a three-point line, and they took more three-pointers than us, so they were plus 3 there. And then what else? So you can see that's how they ended up with a base. Where they win by 15. Yeah. Right here. Fred Katz tweeted this out. Julius Randle got into it with Rudy Gobert after the game. Some light shoves, a lot of talking from Randle. Another strange moment amidst a strange season from Randle. And there he is. he's got like a weird little wry smile there, but he was pissed for some reason. And Thibs walking by him. These two just cannot be kept together. At least not in New York. Not in New York. No way. Now, before I get into this next piece here, just want to shout out the sponsor, busr.com. Go check it out. It's a sports book site, and it's excellent. They give you an excellent customer service. They also are having a promotion. You can see right here. You bet $1, you win $10,000 plus 100% sign-up bonus, and you get 25 casino chips every time you make a deposit. So it's pretty easy. You just go, you log in, or you sign up. If you're already a member, you log in, and you make a deposit using the promotion on the site, and then you place a $1 bet or more, and you're immediately entered to participate to win. Now, the winner is going to be announced soon on the week of the Elite Eight, which is March 26th. So on the day of the Elite Eight, March 26th is when they'll announce the winner. So get in there, start using the site, place your bets, and you'll increase your chances of winning. It's a fun promotion. Check it out, and you can see the video that played. And the link, please use the link www.busr.com/mm32, and the link will be in the description of this video. So please check that out. Okay, so let's get back in terms of, I want to give you guys a little perspective on this thing. So imagine if I were going to tell you guys, hey, let's put the hands, let's put let's put the franchise, the success of the franchise, in the hands of a specific player. Okay? Let's say, but this player, he shot 41% from the field. He shot 30% from the three-point line. He turned the ball over about 3.5 to 4 times a game. And his usage rate was 28%. Would you want that guy on your team? Let me go further. His overall plus minus for the whole season, it's a minus 2.4. His overall offensive rating is a 107.7. The league average is 111.3. That's the league average. So this guy is almost 4 points below the league average. The defensive rating, 111.4, which is just about league average. That's the defensive rating. The overall net rating, a minus 3.7. His field goal percentage, now the league average field goal percentage is 52.9%. So almost 53%. That's the field goal percentage for the league average. And this player would be 46.1%. Do you want that player on this team? Do you want that player to be leading this team? Do you want that player to be taking the majority of the shots on this team? No. The answer is simple. No. And that player is Julius Randle. That's what he gave us this season. It's only 11 games left. So this is basically what he gave us this season. So even with and in that hot streak that he went on when he was averaging like 26 points a game, now it's dropped down lower. The Knicks lost 17 of 20 games during that stretch. Or it was during that stretch that he got hot, and it didn't impact winning at all. So where are we going? What are we doing? We can't keep living like this. We can't. And the decision to hold on to Thibs, if Randle's going to stay on this team, Thibs is not the guy to unlock Randle again. He's lost that ability. Please, let's move on from this. We have to. All right, thank you so much for watching this. My name is George. Again, please subscribe, hit the thumbs ups, drop your comments, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.